Hello, conference. Hello, conference. I'd just like to say I'm from Poole. First time, believe it or not, at a Labour Party conference. First time speaker here. And before I start, I would just like to say that Poole is a Tory stronghold. I don't know whether you've heard of Robert Sims, our MP. We call him the Invisible Man. He was Theresa May's chief whip, and boy, she whipped him to do anything she wanted to do. I won't take that any further, but I will leave you with that image. Anyway, when the election was called, we organised and we mobilised and we had a rebirth of Labour, which is what we did call the Corbyn effect. And within 6 weeks, we turned a 22,000 majority. We cut it in half. Katie Taylor, our parliamentary candidate, got over 14,000 votes. I'm sorry to go on about this, but what a joy to see the Tories in their grey skeletal selves start to shake and shiver when they saw that Poole Labour was alive, kicking, and with Dorset Labour and with the South West, we are rising. And we will play our part to turn the South West red and kick the brutalist Tories out of Westminster. Okay. Right, so let's go. I'll assume some of these. I'm not used to speaking very seriously on stuff, but here we go. This has been a collaborative piece from our members. Virtually everyone accepts that moving the motion on social care. Virtually everyone accepts in the current social care system it's in crisis. It's complex. It suffers an unfair means-tested and postcode lottery of charges, and there is often little support for family carers. In addition, there are concerns surrounding the standard and quality of care, such as the flying 15-minute visits, training, employment conditions of care workers, the lack of a robust and effective regulation and monitoring system for the providers. The system is therefore in urgent need of radical and far-reaching reform. At the heart of the problem, and this is a bit of a trick and a bit of a con by the policymakers, is that we face a false separation of medical care funded by the NHS through taxation and through the point of access for all, and social care that is provided by private companies and means tested. And over the last 30 years, there's been a systematic attempt to redefine illnesses affecting old age as social rather than medical. That's pretty tricky, that's pretty clever, isn't it? Resulting in thousands of frail elderly people with complex health problems being removed from the free NHS systems and medical care and moved into the community, either in their own homes or in a residential home to receive social care. This has led to a perverse situation where those suffering from, say, something like Alzheimer's disease are classed as needing social care rather than medical treatment, and routinely left to fund themselves under a means-tested system. And I'll diversify here. While we were campaigning in Turlin Moor, which is what was called a rough area. It's not, it's a beautiful area. It reminds me of where I was born in Salford in Manchester. We came across an old man, and he was stinking of urine, and he'd defecated himself, and he was tending to the roses in his garden. And we talked to him, and no one had been to visit him. He was alone, and it was obvious that he had Alzheimer's. And there's thousands of old people like that, abandoned by this government. Do you think that's right, or do you think that's wrong? Okay, we'll move on. So that's why it's time, conference, and for Labour to adopt a bolder approach to this issue and support the idea of a tax-funded national care service. Yes? Since 2011, government cuts have resulted in more than £5 billion reduction in social care budgets in England, which has inevitably led to increasing numbers of older people being denied access to care and support. The latest figures from the Health and Care Social Information Centre show that there are over, this absolutely enrages me, and I shall try to stay calm. There are over 1.8 million new requests for help in 2014. Now imagine that. 2014-15. Out of those, 520,000 got no support at all. 575,000 were redirected to charities or phone helplines. The shocking reality is that only 144,000 people actually receive publicly funded long-term help. Out of 1.8 million requests, don't you feel that that's not right? Okay, I might need to go over a little bit, so
Could you please wrap up?
I'll try and cut a little bit. Let's go into the funding of it.
Could you just move to the end? Is that
Yes,
okay?
I will. But I might take a bit because the other woman did. Not that I'm a woman. I am a man, I'm all
But you're
man.
not chair of my awards.
Okay, I will do. So, just one more thing. It's about the costing of it, and I'll be very quick. According to the Centre for Research for Social and Cultural Change, many large care home chains are rife with dubious financial engineering and tax avoidance and complex business models. Okay, so when Four Seasons, a private presenter, went bust, they were purchased by a private firm that's got all its money and 185 companies registered in offshore accounts. I'll stop there, but we'll say support the motion. We are looking for a national care service funded at the point of access. The motion doesn't go all the way there, but that's the long-term view, we hope, to the elderly of our country.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.